Round two, Tergrid's God of Fright here, and also the Lantern. We've already had one outing. We won't spoil that for YouTube folks. Go check that one out. But basically, from here, we've made a few tweaks, mainly to the sideboard, and actually upped the God of Fright count in our main board. The rest of the main board felt pretty solid, and we did some pretty nasty things to some opponents, and some beat us as well. With this, though, we've got the Chandras, we've got Liliana's, a good duo here, and God of Fright, good trio it seems to be. Crocs at the lower end, but helping us discard things. Rampage and Grass Rampage to go along with Tergrid's sacrifice and getting cards. We've got bridges to protect ourselves until we're good and ready to attack our opponent. Inquisitions and Thoughtseizes, you know, typical Rakdos things. Let's go. It never stops amazing me how some of the cards we took for granted in the 90s are so powerful now. Yes, they can be. By the way, everyone that's joined us from some of the raids tonight, thank you for tuning in. We're not quite 90s Magic, but we're playing that modern stuff, a little more current. Welcome to the future. We had a raid from 90s MTG. Whew. Let's go. Let's make this happen. All right. Match found. Shivan Dragon. OP. OP Dragon. All right. We're 0-0. My opponent's 0-1. All right. We have a Luris opponent. We have an Inquisition for us. We have a Bridge and a Bolt. I think I'm going to have to keep it. We do have the God of Fright here with the Lantern. Lord of the Pit. Opponent's deciding whether or not to start first. And keep. They mulled a 6. And they keep as well. 6-7. We have an Inquisition here. Opponent leads with a Bauble. Got that Polluted Delta. 4 cards remaining. Fetches Polluted Delta. Watery Grave. And a Serum Visions to kick us off here. Nice. Serum Visions puts 2 cards on top of their library. They like what's coming up here. Checks what we're drawing. We are drawing a Seasoned Pyromancer. Let's go ahead and start with a Fetch Shock here with the Blood-Stained Mire into Blood Crypt. And Inquisition. Let's see what they've got. Serum, Scourge, Scourge. That's a lot of Serum Visions. I guess I'll take one of the Scourges because I can't kill both of them right now. We're a little bit away from our bridge. We do need to find a land. They just know about this Seasoned Pyromancer. My opponent did find a land. It is a fetch land, so they don't get the second card here. Blood Crypt and may just play down the Scourge. Thoughtseize. These are good 2 draws here. Do you want to take the bridge? Right now, Bolt kills Scourge if they were to play it because I'm at currently 17. They're reading this card, I can guarantee you that. They're like, what? Huh? Why are you playing that? It's because we're playing that. We're gonna Lantern you. Duh. Doesn't everyone Lantern you? Guy's Liege? There's some good cards back then. Takes bridge. No surprise there. My opponent said 12. Keep it in mind that a bolt could go upstairs. Serum Visions here, draws a card and puts cards. Where are we going to put them? Where are we going to put them? Where are we going to put these cards? Duels for groceries? No. One on top and one on bottom. All right. Top of the library for us is a Inquisition. Let's go ahead and steal something here. I guess I just take the new Scourge here and just deal with 2 Serum Visions eventually. Yeah, let's do that. We're going to put this on the red side here and pass the turn. We could bolt them, we could kill something, or we could get lucky and maybe get a Seasoned Pyromancer going. If we do get a Seasoned Pyromancer going, it's kind of interesting. If I do bolt them, I would have to pitch Seasoned Pyromancer plus the draw. The draw would have to be a land, so it'd be Seasoned Pyromancer plus Tergrid. Oh, Swift Spear. Well, I'm probably going to bolt this. I don't want to be killed by a Swift Spear. That would just be silly. All right, drew a card. We have a Serum Visions in my opponent's hand, and these are going... This is, by the way, all 4 Serum Visions. I'm trying to beat the draw engine from my opponent. Both are on the bottom. Top deck land would be nice. We do find it. All right. As much as I would like to do this side, I think it's just smarter to go ahead and play Seasoned Pyromancer and begin trying to beat my opponent down. Nice. Actually drawing into Kroxa and a Bloodstained Mire is super nice because we can actually play Kroxa and potentially, from there, get it into the battlefield. Opponent uses their final Serum Visions here. They're trying to find their 3rd land. Bottoms both cards again. I hope they don't Inquisition or Thoughtseize us. Then we'll just get a Kroxa into play. Uh-oh. Dang. That's gotta hurt. Time to concede, opponent. Kroxa goes to the bin here. Bloodstained Mire is going to be cracked, and we're going to put a Kroxa into play. Bloodstained Mire in tap for my opponent. I would love to play Seasoned Pyromancer. However, there's a Kroxa asking for my name. Opponent concedes. All right, so we've got creatures. Life gain kind of matters. Brutality, maybe the Abrades, possibly. These 4 cards interest me the most. Yeah, I know. I want an EE now. I don't know if I want Spell Bombs just because they play Lurrus. I bet I can be better than them before that Lurrus matters. So K command probably doesn't kill as much. I'd swap those out for possibly the Abrade, making the Collective Brutality kind of questionable. Maybe I just bring a Kalitas in for like 1 Chandra. And try that. No, they're playing Scourge now, Kyle. Nikki Wonka, thank you for the follow. What's your thoughts on Bant Stoneblade in Modern? Just updated my IRL deck yesterday after half a year break. Wait till Monday and you'll probably know which direction you want to, but Bant Snowblade's completely fine as long as you're not playing Uro. Playing Uro, then wait till Monday. Do I boil this opponent? They're Grix's version. Man, they played so many Serum Visions, it makes me just want to play Boil and just get them and be like, ha, didn't think that was happening, did ya? 1 Miser Boil because I'm a jerk. Bant Snowblade, definitely fine. Tempo, I like the flexibility of a Stoneforge Mystic. It may be difficult because mid-range lists are going to move into probably more counters with Uro being banned. So with that switch, it may be hard to resolve a Stoneforge on turn 2 and 3 because we're going to probably see some spell snares come back into the meta. We're probably going to see a little more cryptics and things like that. But we don't know because maybe they'll just ban like 14 blue cards, 32 black cards, obviously 100 white cards, and leave red completely alone, but then say something in the rules that red cards can only target the opponent that casts them or something, you know. Who knows what's going to happen? All speculation. All right, 2 removal spells here. A painless mana base. Let's give it a try. We gotta try sometimes these lighter on spells kinds of lists. All right, play a Blood Crypt tapped, pass turn. Nice and easy here. I'm gonna try to take no damage here so that my opponent's scourges are blanks. Scalding Tarn and Bloodstained Mire for my opponent. My opponent's literally doing nothing. We'll do the same. I wonder if we will see a Dredge Resurgence now that Uro is gone. It depends. Vesperlark is difficult right now because people target the graveyard. Just like you put in your little chat thing there. All right. We apparently are just going to flood out. I had a Dreadbore and a Lightning Bolt in my starting hand. Just want that to be understood. Blood Crypt Fetch Shock here. Blood Crypt Fetch Shock. Bloodstained Mire. Watery Grave Fetch Shock? Look at how great this boil will be. Okay. What are you going to do? Death Shadow, followed by... They tried to scourge us. I haven't taken any damage. Oh. Oh. I see. We'll attempt to bolt 1 Death Shadow. Bolts themselves. Keeps these alive. That's okay. We have ways to get rid of some of this stuff going on. Inquisition, see what else is going on here. There's a Scourge, Lightning Bolt, Lightning Bolt. Wow. I guess I'll take a Scourge here, and we will Dreadbore one of these, and I will make red mana with this. Go ahead, opponent. All right, land played. We have double bolt and a 5/5 here. 6, 7, 8 here with a fetch. 8. Double bolt. Decides not to. Holding 2 bolts. Fetching after damage. 3 mana. Lures to hand. All right, she works. We'll down tick here. They'll bolt Liliana, perhaps. It's not a bolt going upstairs, which is good. We're going to play Luris and put down Death Shadow or Scourge here. We have a lot of ways to target very big creatures, which is super nice for us. Plays Luris. Maybe they'll play Scourge here. Decides Death Shadow because they have a bolt. Let's fetch to get less cards for us to draw that are dead here. Bridge. Chandra. All right. We'll play Chandra down tick on the Luris. This is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 that they can do to us. They may fire 1 at Chandra. They may not. We're going to go to 2 is what it looks like. Probably won't fetch. Maybe they're scared, though. If they fetch Shock and then we top deck Bolt, they did. All right. Lightning Bolt, unknown card, Death Shadow here. Lightning Bolt's Chandra. Okay. Attacks us for 7, which is half of our life. Do not be Teemo Battle Rage. I will flip the table. Down to 7. We've already seen 3 bolts. I feel safe to fetch here, thinning just slightly. We need a way to kill this, or we need a bridge or a blocker. Solid. Kill the Death Shadow. No Teemo Battle Rage. I know. What's going on? All right, we avoided whatever they have left. Maybe they have interaction at this point. Swift Spear is a good one for them. All right, all right. This takes us down to 5. A bolt will kill us with Swift Spear attacking. Let's thin library slightly. Come on, top deck. All right. I see very little reason to play this Bloodstained Mire. I will end up screwing it up. I'd rather draw land and a bridge. Okay. This kills Swift Spear. I like this. I'd like to get rid of the card in hand too, but I think killing is more important. Again, we're at 4, dangerous territory, but we already know 3 bolts have been burned. Death Shadow. Uh-oh. Top of the library is another Seasoned Pyromancer. Let's start with Seasoned Pyromancer. Too bad I can't play both of them at the same time. Waiting to uptick here. That's garbage. We'll get rid of a mountain here, and we'll pass the turn. I could, like, quad block this or something. I don't know. There goes a Fatal Push from my opponent. There's a Bobble. All right, they're not going to Teemo Battle Rages just yet. Holding Swamp so it looks like I have something to interact with. Obviously, I could be chump blocking and then this would happen. But hey. Liliana down tick here on Death Shadow. Swing with the team. We're going to draw a land. Inquisition. Thoughtseize. There we go. I don't know. We got there. It worked. 2-0. Just doing Rakdos mid-range things. We brought in a Boil. Optimum sideboarding. The last league went 2-3 with a tight final. Tight final game. But it's fun. We're bringing it back. We think that the sideboard actually just needs to be shored up. We think actually the main board's pretty solid. Which, it's funny because I'm going to work on the sideboard a little bit here. And then next week it's going to be like, well, dump those. Garbage. Binder. Whoop. Need that card. Need that card. Play set. Just admit I want to be a mid-range player instead of a prison player. Oh no. Oh no. You're back. We play this person in League number 1. Rematch. Let's play first. Oh my gosh. Why can't I have... Why... Ugh. I have a tap land and I have a... Blah. We're keeping. We have so many Thoughtseizes. I'm going to obliterate my opponent when I get a chance. Just not on turn 1. If this was Blood Crypt, we just annihilate my opponent with Thoughtseizes. Apparently they just finished cleaning after dinner, so we found them in their same league here. Jiggy was our last match. All right. I'm playing the wrong format, Legacy Council? I can only level up to Legacy once I have checkmark. That's how it works. I am not worthy. I love this basic fetch. Gilded Goose, they know what's up. I will shoot this if I get a bolt or something. Let's do some fun fetching. Why not? Thoughtseize, get them. Look, it's Uro. Look at all these Uros. They don't get to play this on Monday. All right. I don't know. Do I just take 2 Uros here? Or do I take like 1 Uro, 1 Gilded maybe? I guess I don't want them to ramp. I'm gonna steal the Uros. They're mine. I control Uro. Imagine if we would have stolen the Gilded Goose. They would have just played the Gilded Goose. What? Springleaf Drum for my opponents. Mox Amber, alright. If they play Gilded Goose, then Thoughtseize does nada. Plays Gilded Goose. Breeding Pool Misty. Breeding Pool. Dogfight, welcome back. How's it going? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This needs 5. I actually don't want to play this. Huh. Thank you for the resub in 30 months. Let's focus on that, because that's more important. I almost want to just Thoughtseize myself to get the Crocs into the yard, because I don't want to put a Breeding Pool into the yard. Putting a Breeding Pool into the yard means my Uro opponent gets to do this, and I'm not ready for that. But then maybe I'm not... You know what? I'm doing nothing. I'm doing nothing. We're getting this Chandra down next turn. Blowing up some geese. There's Misty. If they get a fetch land, they can get Uro back. I'm gonna force them to draw something other than, you know, Breeding Pool things. Plays that Breeding Pool. Shocks it in, too. Oh no. Oh, no. Red mana. Oh, no. What does this do? They just play Uro? Why is there a food down here? That was weird. All right, so this lets them draw for a turn here. And this stays here. Cool. Okay, so let's make them discard now. That final card, and we'll Dreadbore the Uro away. Not a bad turn for sure. I'll take it. I'll take that turn. They're playing illegal cards. Serum Visions. They drew a card. That's not allowed. 1, 2, 3, 4. This will be very important where these go. Top. Top. Uh-oh. Come on, Jiggy. Don't do this to me. Plays a new Mox Amber to fill the graveyard. 2, 3, 4, 5. 3, 4. They have enough mana to play Uro again. Deep breath, Fluffy. Deep breath. Like, 5 more days of this. New Uro. Draws a card. I could Thoughtseize that away. Oh, it's a Serum Vision. Well, I could Thoughtseize the second card that they topped. Please bottom 2 cards. I need you to bottom some. Bottoms 1, tops 1. All right. I could get the Lantern down, but my opponent's going to draw so many cards. Chandra just played here, dies. I guess I Thoughtseize here. You know what? Forget it. I'm playing the Lantern. I'm playing the Lantern. We're using the Lantern. Bam. This does nothing right now. Get Lanterned. They can sacrifice a goose if they want to. They decide taking 3 is A-okay. I wonder why. Grayus. So I play Chandra and just lose Chandra? What am I supposed to do? See, I can make myself discard now, and then I can play Kroxa. This is target player. We can fetch now and get Kroxa back too. No, Grayus. We move forward. We have a chance here. It's small. All right, Kroxa's coming back. Just ignore that my opponent draws a card. I suppose making them... Well, again, this doesn't force a discard. Underworld Breach goes away. We'll suggest they discard a card here. They hold on to it. We're making some mana here. Okay, to make a food. We can make 2 sets of foods here, so we'll never kill them because of life probably at this point. Okay, Serum Visions. Okay, we might be approaching concede button territory. We might be approaching concede. They just attack with Uro because they don't care. They don't care. I have to block because I'm gonna die. 3 cards in the yard. Bobble, 2 unknowns. Emery. I can kill Emery. Opponent can now replay Uro here. I'm done. They're replaying Uro after I blocked. And they've got 1,000 life. All right, we got Surgicals for this. We have Kalidas for this. I've got the Boils. We got the Spell Bombs. What do we take out here? Bone Crusher. Yeah. So Kroxa feels pretty underwhelming. Let's go ahead and take Kroxas out. Let's bring Niles or Surgicals first. I think Kalidas is going to replace 1 Chandra here. I could see a Liliana being taken out here as well for like a Surgical. Because they're more combo, I think I'm going to take 1 to 2 bridges out. Get the Kalidas in. I don't think I want these Boils. We could play Damping Sphere. We could also play Pithy Needle for Grinding Station. Let's do this Liliana, actually. instead of... Let's do that instead of a Thoughtseize. Okay, what else? Now it has synergy with Emery. Emery fills the yard, so you can Uro faster. There you go. They're glad that they've been given a 1 week warning. Let's get rid of God here. Let's bring in a Damping Sphere. All right, I'm feeling okay about this. We have these Abrades. Maybe this is the matchup I should be bringing them in, but I don't care because we're gonna nail them with this. All right, basic. And Spell Bomb. Go ahead. All right, we have a way to interact with their graveyard. We have a way to interact with an early Emery or a Goose. We have Seasoned Pyromancer to refill. The hand seems reasonable for what we're trying to do. We'll see if it pays off for us. Opponent leads with Goose. We'll be shooting Goose. I don't need Goose here. Mishra's Bauble. Fetching, or using Mishra's Bauble. We actually get our Lantern, which is kind of cool. Let's go ahead and stomp Gilded Goose and pass turn. Okay, no ramp for you. Mishra's Bauble activation. I wonder if I still play Seasoned Pyromancer with the chance of not hitting a 4th and 5th land. It's probably okay. I could just play Bone Crusher and then work myself into the God. We probably want to play the God side too. New Gilded Goose. All right. And a Star. Oh my gosh. All right, we're gonna play Bone Crusher Giant past the turn. We're gonna work our way up to the God here. I don't think a Seasoned Pyromancer's winning this. I want to see if this God can turn the tides here. We'll need some ways to make them discard right after, which I think we can find. We'll steal permanents. I love that they're fetching basics. There's Uro. The big one itself here. When Jun splashes blue just for Uro, you know there's a problem. Steam Vents here. Shoxin currently. I do not get priority right now. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a grinding station. I'm scared now. I'm scared. I don't have to use the Nile Spell Bomb yet. Pithy Needle? There's a bolt. One, two, three, 4. I don't think I have to get rid of the Uro here. At least my gut's telling me I shouldn't have to. Land, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, I'm going to give them the turn back with things open here. They could sacrifice the food to the grinding station, which will force me to use the Spell Bomb. Trying to wait till the absolute last moment to do this. Why does it seem funny, Grayus? Why would you say that? It's not funny, it's a real thing. That's true. That's true. That's true. So we don't need Pithy Needle? This is just Pithy Needle? That's what you're telling me? It's true. We had that with the Field of the Dead. Or Field of Ruin. Alright, we're thinking about 2 mana here. Kinnan. Alright. One, two, three, four. Do I have to, like, do this now? Draw would go on the stack. I can interact. Fox Amber, I could react. This doesn't create 2, does it? Because it's the goose. Whenever I tap a non-land permanent for mana. Yeah, because it's the goose. Alright, this can resolve. We're okay so far. I'd like to be able to shoot that and eat the world. The Mega Scavenging Ooze. So this is where I shoot this. Now. And then I'll Spellbomb draw a card. This feels fine, and then I just put this out. Oh, we're doing something. We're making more green. They're just gonna float some extra mana here. That dies. I'm gonna go ahead and clear the graveyard before they get priority. I will draw. Yes. Another Seasoned Pyromancer. And the turn is theirs. I like the floating the mana on the off chance that they get. By the way, the whole sacrificing, that'd be cool. All right, let's see what happens. Moving forward here. Serum Visions. Keep in mind if they have fetches and stuff, we get those too. Let's see how this all works out. This might be the card that everyone should have been playing. Misty Rainforest, they need to use this before I get this down. All right. Chandra's tempting, but we're going to slam the god. I'll do that. Bam. All right. Resolve. Come on. And using Misty now. It's got some... Oh, they didn't use it. All right, we'll attack for 4 past turn. Am I going to get a Misty Rainforest? That doesn't get me anything, by the way. Nope, nothing. Nothing. We don't get anything. I mean, we have 8 power on the battlefield. I guess I shouldn't be upset. Oh, I'll take that Misty Rainforest from you. Thank you. Mine. This is how you stop Uro. We figured it out 5 days before. Less for YouTube, folks. Oh, neato. Isn't this cool? I will take Misty Rainforest. Thanks. I love it. I love it. Jiggy's so good. That might be hard to beat. Oh yeah. Cyborg. Bring it back in. We're an idiot. Why'd we pull that out? I'm going to get rid of a Seasoned Pyromancer for that. And I'm actually going to cut the Chandras for Abrades. I want to be able to interact with my opponent. No boils. So we have Kalitas and Tergrid. I probably have said this like 4 different ways. Ooh, ooh. And we have the bridge, but that's not very good. We're going to keep. Oh my gosh. Double Inquisition. All right, opponent's gone to 6. I'm keeping 7. They're going to 5. It's our chance. We got to get Kalitas down before Uro shows up. Then Kalitas just eats Uros for breakfast. Let's do the thing. Do the thing. Steam vents. Shocks in. Bobble. Bobble. Emery. I hate it. Ren breeding this dude. Bobble trigger. Well, I guess I'll go ahead and check the last card. You know what? Power play. No, I'm not taking that card from you, opponent. It's not even worth an Inquisition on turn 1. Don't care. I'll double it up next turn. Dang it, they found a land. Dang it, incoming the Ren and 6 I should be having here. Alright, Goose is alright. We can deal with Goose. Alright. Inquisition number 1. Bobble check. Underworld Breach taken. I don't want to take this. I guess I have to. Inquisition number 2. Take the Uro. Power play. Guaranteed they pick those up. Alright. Uro in the graveyard. Opponent needs a land in the top 2. Otherwise, they're doing the Emery Bobble thing. Oh, Mox Ambers it. Gotta hit this button. Nope, just kidding. Just kidding, everyone. We got this bridge. They'll never see that one coming. All right, they're going to use Gilded Goose here. They're going to get to rebuy a Bobble, probably. Wait, what'd they do? Oh, food. Why does this go over here? I like panic. I see something drift across the board, and I'm like, what did I miss? Uro draws a card. That's what Uro does. Plays a Bobble back. That's pretty powerful. Probably playing bridge to stop this from attacking us. We're also going to continue to flood out because it's pretty sweet like that. I love flooding out. All right, bridge in play past turn. What's cool is Kalitas here. If they accidentally have their Thassa's Oracle die, it gets exiled. But you know, that's just not going to happen, so. Casting Uro so it goes to the yard because of how they're playing mana costs. What? Now we just need our god. We just need the god to show up. Because they keep sacrificing things and drawing. Oh, how they're paying the mana cost. I see. It freaks out like that. Okay. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Making lots of mana. Bobble triggers. Spell. Nope. Why would we spell bomb? That's a hilarious thing to even suggest. Why would we spell bomb? That's ridiculous. Kalitas, go. If they play a new Uro, it goes away. That's a thing. We're flooding hard here. Can't decide if I want an extra land or not yet. Kind of confused. Gilded Goose, doing its thing. Gilded Goose, making a food. Goose. It's very cold. Opponent goes to combat. Does a whole lot of nothing. Are they going to use Emery? Maybe they're done using Emery. Oh, nope. They remembered. Bobble. Why are you going to be sad, Perfy? Don't be sad. Be glad. Let's yield the Bobble. They're doing this a lot. Top of the library is a Braid. All right. So I can kill Emery to slow this down. Seems reasonable, I suppose. That gives us a zombie as well. And this goes away for forever and ever and ever. Hooray! All right. We'll hope they don't have another Emery. It's very likely they probably do. You love Uro? Okay. Okay. Oh no, what are they doing? This is way too much. Stop. What are you doing? Did we lose? Did we lose? Crickets? Man. Oh no. No. You can't do this to me, Jiggy. All right, we have Star and Bobble. We don't really have an engine. They didn't realize their Emery got exiled because Kalidas eats creatures for breakfast. Sounds good. There's a Dreadbore. Oh, Rampage. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. I know we were. 2-0. 2-0. We handled it. This is a funny card. I love it. All right, 2-0 going into match number 3 here. Playing the Rakdos Prison. Our opponent is also 2-0. We'll play first. All right, I'll keep this. We prefer to have 3 lands based on having a 4-drop, but we've got things to do on turn 1, turn 2, turn 2, turn 3. How's Tergrid been? Fantastic, actually. And that's not a lie. We've been very happy almost every single time. Love it. I'm going to play this card more. Like 100% guaranteed. Opponent mulls to 5 here. Let's go ahead and Inquisition. Excuse me, opponent. Excuse me. I am the prison player. What's that? Oh, that's Tybalt. All right, we're fine. We're fine. Oh my gosh, I play bad decks is here. The Twiddlestorm champion. All right, so what do I take here? Do I care about Blood Moon? No. Do I care about Bone Crusher? No. Do I care about Demonic Dread? Absolutely. Get out of here. All right, we're going to just Croxa here. We're going to need some love here because we have 2K commands and are going to be needing a land. They said they were thinking about Legacy. Oh yeah, Legacy was kind of mentioned too. Thanks, Grace, for giving the shout out command. All right, are we just going to Blood Moon me with the Simian Spirit Guide, or are you going to Bone Crusher Dry me? Basic Forest. Simian Spirit Guide, Blood Moon. At least we have a way to deal with Tybalt if it shows up. Land. Oh, that was a good land, too. It was a basic swamp. What are you doing to us, opponent? Unbelievable. Ironically, we picked up a swamp, too. That's pretty good. Oh, yeah. Bone Crusher Giant. Wait a minute. Where'd this go? Oh, it's down here. Dang it. I need to pay attention more. Blood Moon. Yeah. I'm going to take 3 here, and I'm going to use a K command in the most incredible fashion ever, called the draw step. So we're going to draw step this. Target player discards and deal 2 damage. Boop, boop. Boop, boop, boop. Working on it. If they have like a Demonic Dread or something crazy there, they get us a little bit. There's a Blood Moon we got. Got a Chandra showing up here. Let's do this. Let's do this. Uptick damage. Go ahead, opponent. Inquisition. I love that we have a way to get rid of Tybalt if it shows up. I know. Tergrid 1 time. Opponent is done. You called it, Dos Equis guy. You get a star. You get a star. Okay. Surgical extractions could be interesting. I want Pithing Needles, Damping Spheres, and Surgicals, I think. You wanted a Tybalt? Yeah, we could play this. They play the Tybalt, and then they make us exile this, so we don't get the Tybalt. Anyway. How do we play this? My opponent's going to try to Blood Moon me, so let's fetch for basic swamps. I need the Angrass Rampage and the Dreadbores to get rid of Tybalt. Bone Crusher Giant's not that strong, I think, here. I don't know. We could need Bridge. We've seen it where an opponent ends up just killing us with creatures. I suppose I have enough removal. We could take the Bridges and Bone Crushers and just bring in these hate pieces. We could. If we're doing that, I almost want 1 Kalitas in here as well. Just as a way to gain a little bit of life or have another blocker. I wonder if I need these K commands. Like, I could maybe take 1 K command out. I know we made them discard, but we discarded a Blood Moon. You don't hate Brutality? We could take 2 K commands out and bring Kalitas in and a Brutality. It's actually not a bad idea. What else do we have here? I mean, there's just nothing else I want. I could Nile Spellbomb my graveyard so they can't steal my cards, but they'll just take their own. They'll be like, scoop. All right, I have 2 Inquisitions here. We're gonna go ahead and try it. My opponent can turn 1 us if they got double Simian Spirit Guide. How are you doing, by the way, Freedmania? It's good to see you here. We're going to fetch a basic here, so we have 2 basics in case they're playing that Blood Moon. They probably got rid of Blood Moons anyway. Look at that. All right, we got rid of the Violent Outburst. Thank goodness. We're safe for a turn. Black Cleave. Simian Spirit Guide. Into Bone Crusher Giant. Dun, dun, dun. All right, let's just not take damage here. I guess we can burn the Inquisition here. At this point, they can pretty much play anything, so they're just going to immediately play it. Wooded Foothills smacks us for 4. This is their game plan now. Let's go ahead and play for a little bit of red. Liliana, down tick, pass turn. Basic Forest Unknown card here. We're flooding again, yeah. Overgrown Tomb, all that good stuff. Goodbye, Bone Crusher. Try some regular red-black mid-range for a couple 4/1s. Nice. We're doing pretty good with our red-black version. Basic Swamp, Basic Forest in hand, Unknown. Ooh, all right. We're kind of good now. Uptick here, we'll get rid of a Bloodstained Mire. I say we're kind of good. This cards are uh-oh button. Tybalt Menace hasn't scared us, that's for sure. Okay, we're getting the turn back. I'm just, you know, got a few lands here. I think I'm just gonna hold tight. They end up getting rid of that forest. If I drew a Seasoned Pyromancer, I want it to be like this. Hey. Demonic Dread taken here. Uptick, past turn. Oh. Marsh Flats. Now we just need to beat them, right? That's all we need. They'll play whatever when they get it. Gemstone Caverns played here. We'll go up. Garen's past turn. They're trying to cascade. We know it. Stomps Lily and replays. I guess I have to downtick Liliana unless I get a removal spell. Get an Inquisition. So downtick here saves my Rampage. This is probably just the smarter line. Lets me hold an extra card here that'll be useless. We have lots of lands. Ooh. Alright. Uptick, Inquisition. They got rid of another Demonic Dread, so we see 2 Demonic Dreads here. We're going to go ahead and play chicken with our opponent. Kalitas in play. Good luck. Yeah, they have plenty of mana anyway. 2 Demonic Dreads down, meaning there's only 2 more that will hit Kalitas. Seems like an okay thing to throw out there. Seasoned Pyromancer. I want to hold this. We think we're going to flashback this, I think. Gives more pressure to our opponent. Just hope they don't make me discard or something. I'm just going to do this now. I like the F6 button too much. In for 3 past turn. All right. We're putting the pressure on them. Bloodbraid. All right, Bloodbraid spinning. All right. We have Tybalt. We're going to get rid of Tybalt. We're going to Liliana downtick. They're probably going to use Tybalt to get rid of Kalitas here. Goes combat. What if I double block here? I almost want to go ahead and double block here because then this dies and I get a token. I mean, why not, right? Upgrade my token. It's a 2/2 now. Uptick this, please. Oh, it's only 5 damage coming through. Uptick. Get up there. Send them sky high. What could I possibly have, right? Verdant Catacombs, Wooded Foothills off of the Tybalt. Winner. Get wrecked. Red Boar. Guess I won't be upticking with Liliana. Tybalt deserves all this pain, ladies and gentlemen. 3 mana. Considering, reconsidering, not considering. Considering. No. Tybalt deserves to die. Do it again, uptick, I dare you. There's no way I have runner. Verdant Catacombs because why not? We need to avoid like a discard spell too. This is kind of sketchy here, but they might also want to kill something because they're at 9. What are you going to do with your Tybalt? Upticks. Exile is Seasoned Pyromancer and... No. Don't do it to me. Plays a Seasoned Pyromancer. Well, we can sacrifice that 3, 4, 5. Oh, please don't have anything broken here. Stop it, opponent. Stop. Blood Crypt here. Shocks in. What do you have that you shocked in for? 2 mana. I win here? I win, right? I eat this zombie. I sacrifice, down tick, and eat the other zombie. This gives +2/+2, right? I win. I won. I won. We found the line. Get wrecked, Tybalt! Deep down, I know you wanted this. You wanted the God of Fright, but really you're the frightened one. I mean, I guess we don't have to eat the zombie because we attack with both and all that, but we're good. We're good. We're good. Oh, surgical. You know what we're doing. You know what we're doing it all. Sacrifice a creature, opponent. Before we're done here, opponent, I need to ask the remaining Valky to leave. Oh, they don't even have one. I feel dumb. I feel dumb. All right. Send the Cletus up, swing for the damage. You're dead. 3-0. It's good. It's good. And Tybalt almost stole our wonderful card. Are you happy? I'm happy. You get to play the Tergrid in draft. Pretty insane late game with 3 activations a turn. Yeah, that's true too. All right, Zale, take care. I hope we will have you wake up to good news. We're doing well. We'll see if it continues. Grayus is not happy yet. All right, understood. Mission. Definitely right to exile. That Kalidas, then they only had 1 left in the list. Yeah, that was great. Tybalt didn't get all that he deserves, but close. We almost had our own God of Fright here. Tergrid. And then we got to sacrifice the Tybalt. Oh, we were so close twice. That's how you cheat. You get that Tybalt that your opponent cheated in, you get it back. Feels like if Tybalt is legal, we should get to use Mycosynth Lattice. Maybe. We're 3-0, my opponent's 3-1. Let's play some Magic. Blue-white. No one saw that. No one saw that. I just see a correlation between Fluffy casting discard spells and winning. I'm waiting for my opponent. Exactly. All right, my opponent's taking a while here. I'll keep this. Reasonable opening hand. I see a correlation between prison cards and winning too. Season Pyromancer, Chandra, Bridge. And then rack cards as well. Croxa, Thoughtseize, Inquisition. Uh-oh, Blue Mage. Oh, we'll just top deck a Thoughtseize. Why not? I'll take that. Turn 1, turn 2, turn 3, turn 4. All right. We have a Wrenn and 6, a Uro, a Teferi, Remand, and Cryptic Command. Probably just the Wrenn and 6. Goodbye. Now, we have the Dreadbore for the Wrenn and 6, but the Wrenn and 6 with the Misty Rainforest ramps them. Not interested. So Fluffy and I had a baby. It'd be this. What? What? I'm a little confused. Oh, we have another Thoughtseize. Let's start with Thoughtseizing my opponent. Just fake that I didn't get the land. They'll remand this, then I'll really Thoughtseize them. All right, so we have Remand, Teferi, and Uro. Cryptic commands. Should I just take the Remand and hope to draw... I mean, I don't even have to hope to draw. I'll just play Seasoned Pyromancer next. Do I hate that they play like an Uro? I might. I think I take the Remand just to stay on course here, and now I do a fetch instead. With the idea that they need to find a land. If they do, we've got some interaction for them. They play Uro, I play Seasoned Pyromancer. It's our long pauses. Let's go, opponent. You're Blue Mage. You need all the time in the world. Scalding Tarn for my opponent. Triome. Alright, they do find the land. They're hitting them well. We'll see what they end up deciding here. They could do Teferi and just uptick the Teferi, thinking that they'll bounce something later and I could Dreadbore it. It's not a bad idea, leading into a Chandra. This is going to be a tough matchup. We're battling all the Uros. We got to get... Everyone's got to get their fix in before things change. Breeding Pool shocked in here for my opponent and leads with a probably this thing. Bleh. Doing that because drawing and gaining life is better than playing a Planeswalker. Alright. Well, I guess I'll do a Seasoned Pyromancer and hold all the castable cards here. Liliana, Dreadbore, Bloodstained Mire. Cool. All right, we'll see if they want to do a Jace, if they want to do a Teferi here. I can't imagine they want to bounce a Seasoned Pyromancer necessarily with either of these. They decide holding Cryptic is better. We'll attack for 2. I suppose I'll just pass the turn. I don't have to commit anything into that Cryptic command. You got to be kidding me, opponent. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is preventing them from getting this bad boy back. I don't want any counter draw stuff. You gotta be kidding me. Ah, that's hilarious. Just finished an Elf League 5-0. Nice. Oh no, another Uro. Where'd you come from? Way to go. I applaud that. Okay. Let's go ahead and Bone Crusher Giant. We're going to be aggressive here because I want to go ahead and get some damage in. I'm hoping for a land. I missed the land. All right. I can probably land a Chandra here, or what I could do is Inquisition and Liliana. We know 3 of the cards, and only 1 is attainable through this Inquisition. The other thing is the Inquisition would check for a force. Either way, we'll attack, so let's start there. Part of me thinks that Liliana and Inquisition's the better line than the Chandra. And I think this because we can use Liliana in ways to get rid of Uros in the future. Alright, so we have Cryptic Jace, we have a Remand, and we have a Teferi. So here, I think I take Teferi. We're going to play... Maybe I play Bone Crusher Giant now. Actually, I kind of like that. Let's just slam a Bone Crusher Giant. Liliana would make me discard some stuff. If they play Uro, I could just Liliana down tick. Rack, thank you for the follow. I'm not sure the best way to send it on Twitch. Probably a deck list through like A goldfish, a stream decker, stuff like that. My opponent's deciding not to do anything. I'm going to go straight to combat, hit him for 6. All right, now the big question is, do I go ahead and try for a Liliana here? They have a remand and a cryptic. I'm going to go no. I'm not going to give them a remand. That's silly. Burn a cryptic, opponent. Burn it. You're not going to bounce either of these token guys anyway. You bounce this one, I get value. You bounce this one, you take 2, and I smack you for 2. That's silly. Yeah, 5-0 with the elves is pretty sweet. If you know your list, just jam it. Just jam it. All right, my opponent's decided Cryptic Command is required here. No surprise here. They need to draw a land. They're trying to draw into this Uro. Top deck land would be great because I could either Liliana or Dreadbore to get rid of Uro if they do bring this back. We're going to return a land. Okay. 1 cryptic down. Drew a card. All right, so we can't quite do the Liliana stuff. Mystic Sanctuary gives my opponent the ability to play Uro. They could play Cryptic Command on top as well. They put a Remand on top. 1, 2, 3, 4 here. So Uro could come into play. I suppose I'm going to be probably trying to do a Liliana here. So plays Uro. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Gets a remand. Do they have another land here? That's a big question. If they have a land, I might have to do Dreadbore to avoid the remand that's in hand. They do not. All right. Well, one way to find out if they've got it. Liliana downtick. You have a force. We know these. We also know they have a second remand. So the last 2 cards. They do have a force, and they get rid of one of the remands. All right. We'll pass turn. Opponent's got an Uro established here. We're at 14. Next turn, I have the ability to Liliana plus Dreadbore. Excuse me. Hits us for 6, draws a card, does all the things, gains life, puts the Temple Garden into play, shocks it in. We'll take our 6 this time around. Now we have Cryptic plus Remand open. There you go, Stream Decker. Bam. I'd love to see them try to play something here. Well, I'd love to and not. Field of the Dead is almost online. All right, Ren and 6 will guarantee that's online now. Oh no, there's no fetch here. Okay. Let's go combat here. We're going to attack them for 2 and Ren and 6 for 4. I feel confident I'll be able to get rid of the Uro. We will attempt to get rid of the Uro through a Liliana first. Mainly because if this randomly resolves, I could downtick here and then I'd have like a Jace or something. Remanded. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to get to replay this. Well, I don't think I have much of a choice. I can't let them gain. Cool. All right. So Cryptic Command and Jace, and the ability to rebuy Uro, rebuying Uro. All right, with Field of the Dead now in the Misty Rainforest, I'm not sure we have enough to beat them. We lost because Force is dumb? I don't think this is because of Force. We're losing because they rebought a Remand there, and probably because they've repeated on Uro a few times now. They'll repeat here as well and pick up the Remand. I would need a way to get rid of the zombie and be able to Liliana downtick, assuming that they don't have another land. This is interesting. They decided to leave Cryptic Command open. Let's go combat. Swing with the team. They do block. Okay. Makes Liliana a little bit better. We'll start with an Inquisition here. I don't think I'm going to throw a Chandra away here, right? There's a Force and a Cryptic and another Uro. Suppose I take the Force here and then force them to use the Cryptic on the Liliana. You want me to play the Chandra into the Cryptic? I want the Chandra last, right? Counters and returns a Mystic Sanctuary. I mean, what am I going to do here? They have the Mystic Sanctuary, Cryptic Commands, and a million Uros. I don't think it matters what Planeswalker I play. Mystic Sanctuary picks up Cryptic Command. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, but they can do Uro to pick up this Cryptic Command. This game ended like 3 turns ago? I don't know. My opponent's having to fight quite a bit here, and they're going to have to hold Cryptic Command again. Oh, they got the field going again. Okay, we'll go to combat once more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So they're able to do the Cryptic Uro stuff now. Blocks over here. We almost needed like a Croxa. A Croxa would have been really nice because the Croxa countered or whatever, we get to rebuy it at this point. So this gets countered. They pick up Mystic Sanctuary again. Yep. Go ahead, opponent. How much have they gained off Uro? 3 cast, 1 escape, and 1 attack, right? Yeah, roughly about 15 or 18 life. Give or take an activation. If you're wondering why this card is potentially on the banning blocks here on Monday, this is a good example. Just the ability to rebuy it is crazy. Budget Elves is my first. Then Budget Elves. All right, we're just gonna pass the turn here. My opponent pretty much attacks us at this point. Okay, so sideboard-wise, we're going to do probably Boils. It's pretty good against this usually. I'm trying to think what else we'll get. Nile Spellbombs and Surgicals. They can't draw dead when their best draws are fetches. It's true. It's very tough for them to do that. Now they'll have Jace, it looks like. It took them till turn 12, though, to want to play this Jace. That's kind of a big deal. It's kind of a big deal. All right, let's go ahead and do our Seasoned Pyromancer. We are flooding a little bit here. Again, I'd like a Croxa. Inquisition. Let's peek at what's going on. Just more information. I want to see if they're doing anything other than these 3 things that they're doing. All right, Teferi. Look, there's a Lightning Bolt. That's kind of interesting to know. And we have confirmed they are playing Omnath. Cool. All right, go ahead, opponent. Yeah, free mania, but why not, right? Why not do it the way they did it? They're still playing pretty scared here. They could tap down the team and kill us. Considering they have a remand, I don't know why they didn't just go for that. But we'll let them continue to play Magic here briefly. It's going to make games 2 and 3 harder for them to play because they have to make faster decisions. I'm going to play the chump block game. Lightning bolts. See, they even have a lightning bolt here. Okay. Cool. And we flood all the way out. 4 lands in a row. Allow my opponent to attack, kill us, and we'll go to game number 2 here. So we have to deal with this menace of things. We can do it. We can do it. Let's take a look at this sideboard. So to me, I want Boils. I want a Kalitas here. It's pretty good usually. Surgicals and Nile Spell Bombs, maybe even Pithing Needles. So we have a lot that I'm interested in. So Angrass, Rampage, and Dreadbores are good for all of their excuse me, Planeswalkers. I'm gonna keep my God of Fright in for this. I think K-Command can be pulled, so let's start there. So there's an interesting dynamic here. You would keep bridges in because they're attacking with creatures, but I found that basically, if you're doing that, you're losing. Do I think 4-color Omnath will be a deck without Uro? I think it could be. It just won't be as powerful. I'm thinking about trimming some bolts. Albeit bolt is how you get rid of Jace and Teferi if it lands. But I guess we have these cards. Exactly. Gamdraven. Exactly. That's 7. 4 Boils, 2 Surgicals. Let's start there. 2 Nile Spell Bombs. Let's look at this. Kalitas for 1 Chandra seems okay. And the Pithing Needles, it's interesting because the Pithing Needles are tough. You can name Teferi, Renin 6, Jace. Sometimes they're playing even big Teferi. Maybe the Pithing Needles is just not where I want to be, and I want to just attack my opponent. So if this gets resolved on the 4 mana side, it's what we kind of want. We could swap it out for like a Pithing Needle. This card's decent though for us. I guess I could take 1 Pithing Needle. We'll try it. If we draw the Pithing Needle and wanted the God, so be it. Well, if I had a swamp, I'd probably go for it because I have the Surgical. But I don't have the swamp, and I don't think keeping a 1-lander is a good way to win this game. It's a pretty sweet hand, though. Let's mulligan. Speaking of Surgicals, I think I'll go ahead and try it. This could be kind of cute. And we can get rid of a Blood Crypt here. Alright, let's try it. I want to go after their graveyard anyway. I'm going to hopefully get a Liliana down pretty quickly. We'll see what they're doing. Maybe I can Surgical away something at the very beginning here as well. A little Bone Crusher Giant here, a little Liliana as well. Flooded Strand here for our opponent. A Triome. A Boilable Land. Scalding Tarn. Watch this be just Renin 6 here. If it's Renin 6, I'm not sure what I do. I mean, it's obviously resolving, but do I surgical the land? See what's going on? See if Liliana's clear for takeoff? I am liking pathways more than fast lands, yes. I kind of want to surgical this and take a glance. I have 2. Then I either play Bone Crusher Giant if they have like force, or I play Liliana if they don't. This prevents ramping, and if they're like relying on this, it's like kind of hilarious. Oh gosh, they're not. They have too many paths. They have so many paths. Okay, well that was cool. Oh shoot. Well, fun times. I guess I'll go ahead and play a Liliana here. We get to play a Liliana. I will, let's go up here. Surgically in their fetch land seems like a losing battle. Maybe. Lily versus Renin 6. I have no other choices here. These are the cards we have dealt to us. We'll probably just play a Bone Crusher Giant down. Maybe I can get to Lily Emblem. Flooded Strand here. Ah, shoot. All right. We're going to play Bone Crusher Giant down. We're not going to uptick Liliana, and we'll see if this stays around. Maybe my opponent will path us. Sacrifices Flooded Strand. Triome and path? No path? No path. No path. Hey Jackson, thank you for the follow. Flooded Strands, pick back up. Flooded Strand is played. Alright, Thoughtseize away. Start there. Let's see what's going on over there. They have plenty of lands. Oh my gosh, that's all they have is lands. Well, in that case, I'm going to attack Renin 6 here. Apparently my opponent's playing all lands. Look at all those lands. Path me. Come on, opponent. Come on. Yeah, path. Yeah. Got path. Okay. I'm not going to uptick either. I like both of these. So the path was used. Renin 6 is at 6, about to be at 7. This could be a problem for us. This list is pretty sweet. Would agree. All right, bunch of lands and then whatever they just drew. Maybe it's Uro, and we'll grab it. Flooded Strand played. It's technically this one. They pick up a Flooded Strand, so we'll leave this here. All right. I mean, I think I just have to jam it, right? I have to jam it. I just got to go. They have a bunch of lands and something else. And if they try to fetch, they let it resolve, try to fetch for the path. I just go, no. Bam. We're playing the creature side. Opponent's like, okay, Mystic Sanctuary, no problem. No, you have a counter? Now you have a counter? Your first spell you pick up, it's Cryptic Command. I guess I Surgical now. While we know they have nothing else going on, because it's all lands. Yeah, now. Oh, because of the fetch. Oh my gosh. I even just said about the Mystic Sanctuary. I think I'm just frazzled because I can't get through to them and they have all these lands and are beating me. I'm not going to concede. Welcome to the stream. We don't concede right away. Thank you. Alright, Renin 6 Emblem here. Flooded Strand. My opponent has to find a win condition. Look at that. What a fun little card we have here. Kroxa. Makes them discard. They discard a Misty. We'll go ahead and slam Liliana that they're aware of. They took damage that. We have them discard a couple more times here and we're good. They'll counter this, counter draw. Cool. We have a Mystic Sanctuary here. We have a Mystic Sanctuary here. They don't need to go Mystic Sanctuary because they can just cast things because they have lands. They play a Mystic Sanctuary though, and they pick up their Cryptic Command. Will they pick it up or leave it? They pick it up, which I think is interesting. We found a Teferi. Okay. We uptick with Teferi, so we have these 3 lands. Let's go ahead and do Kroxa things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So Kroxa will ETB at minimum here. Remand? Okay. Replay Kroxa. How many times am I going to have to do this, opponent? Fetching. They're going to just remand it again? I think they might have played this Mystic. I'm a little lost on what they have in hand and what they don't. Remands again. Draws another card. What's funny is they're at 7, and I know they have these remands and stuff, but we find a Bolt, and that could be down to 3 if with one more fetch. If they fetch. This is obviously assuming that they don't do Uro. Renin 6 here picks up, and they have the Cryptic Command back in hand. Oops. Let's go ahead and attempt Kroxa first. In a way, this shouldn't resolve. But if they keep remanding this, I get to at least do the other stuff. They might path this at this point. Celestial Purges. Okay. They do not have enough mana here to cast a Liliana. Or sorry, they do not have enough to cast a Cryptic Command. They go to 4, ditching a Misty. We will play Liliana. This gets countered, it looks like. Archmage Charm, Force a Negation. Okay. Alright, so they're at 4. Upticks. Doing their thing. We'll hold, pass turn. I think they're just an Uro away from winning here. We'll see if they end up finding that card, though. They're still kind of digging for things. Using Renin 6 to pick up land, so they have all these spells. There's our Bolt. We'll wait and see if we can find a good time to fire this off. I wouldn't mind top decking a few other Bolts and other things like that in order to make this kind of interesting. It's an Hour of Promise. Maybe they'll fetch here for me. Like, make them make a mistake, fetch and do one more thing, and I bolt them. Come on, fetch. Fetch, fetch, fetch. So we know they can cast Force of Negation, so I almost want them to do one more thing here. They do not. This is 12 damage with a Ren and 6, it's 13. Anyway. Alright. And yes, I know this is here. I'm dead? Well, right now they haven't killed me. They need to use this down ticked. Uro gains 3, puts them back up to 6. My opponent attacks us for 12 here. Down to 1, and Ren. We're still playing things. We're still doing things. Have I ever thought about playing Waste Not in the list? We've only played this list twice, so no, it hasn't really been considered. Alright. Ironically, my opponent doesn't kill us with the Ren and 6. They're trying to time me out. Go for it, opponent. Who knows what they're up to. I mean, they're nearly timed out here. We almost got them here in game 2. They end up stealing this one away from us by using lots of Uros and stuff like that. I think the toughest takeaway from that game is at the very beginning, our opponent just kept a hand with Ren and 6, a couple paths, and like 6 lands eventually. There's our spell bomb. We were almost there. Almost there. All right. We're 3-1. Let's go for our final match here. Match number 5. Opponent found. Let's take a drink of water and get into this one. The little yellow box. We're currently 3-1. I'm enjoying it. All right, let's play first. Opening hand looks good. Let's begin. Using both sides. Both sides have been really good, actually. A little late? Nah, it's all right. Sometimes we're busy. Sometimes we're busy. All right, Swamp. Let's lead with Inquisition here. Final match here. Final opponent. Oh my gosh. There's a Karn, Sign of Urza. We have a Talisman. Maybe I just take the Talisman. I know my opponent can double Inquisition Thoughtseize me, but that's maybe okay. They're going to Inquisition me back. Let's take the Talisman, because I don't think we're going to get this K command. Alright, Swamp being played, Inquisition here as well. We'll see what they take. I assume it's going to be the Thoughtseize. And there it goes. Alright, Blood Crypt tapped, pass turn. Not really worrying about firing off a bolt here based on what my opponent's got going on. Cool. Power Plant. This will be an interesting matchup because they're basically Black Tron. I don't know if we'll be okay against this or not. Is he going to go for the throat? They're just going to be able to remove a lot of our creatures. All right. Thoughtseize? Does Thoughtseize. We'll see K command probably taken here. Here's a good example where the artifact side may be what we use because this destroys non-artifact creatures. And I think I'm going to go ahead and bolt. And we're just going to basically empty our hand here. I'm going to try to beat him with the backside of this. Ooh, Chandra's pretty good too. Let's go ahead and go for the backside though, because we can make them discard, make them sacrifice things, stuff like that. I'm thinking the Chandra is pretty okay. This kind of makes it look like this is our best play and that we don't have maybe something else here. Activate, make them discard. Maybe they'll discard the go for the throat for me for future creatures. I imagine we're going to see this Karn. Discards a Thoughtseize. No. No, they didn't discard anything. Never mind. That was already there. They chose to hold everything and just take damage, which is cool. Which is cool. All right, we can give them a Night's Whisper or an Urza's Tower. Let's give him the Urza's Tower. Let's go ahead and play. Actually, let's activate this. We could activate this twice, but I think I'm going to get the Chandra down this turn. And then look to double activate this. So you're getting to see the Lantern side of things. Giving my opponent decisions to make. They pitch a go for the throat. So they don't take any damage. We'll put Chandra into play and uptick. Bolt would have been nice. Down to 10. So now we can make them double discard and use Chandra here pretty safely. We could also, if they look like they're getting rid of all of their maybe creature removal, we can play a Seasoned Pyromancer. I guess I give them Worm Coil. They don't have Tron yet. They play an Inquisition, we lose Seasoned Pyromancer. They have 3 cards left. I can double activate the Lantern. Let's go up with Chandra first. We hit a Liliana. What's not in hand right now? It's Night's Whisper and Expedition map. So we have the Tower was played. We have a Worm Coil and 2 unknowns. Let's go ahead and cast. We can uptick. We can use this to get rid of Worm Coils. We can use Chandra as well. Let's make them potentially discard a card here. They discard a Thoughtseize, and then we'll... What if I don't uptick and they play a Worm Coil? I downtick, I shoot, and I make them discard? I don't know if I'm going to Ultimate Lily. I might just leave Lily where she is right now. I suppose if I uptick, they have to find a land. Let's uptick here, because they have to find a land now because they ditched a Thoughtseize, and this will force them to discard. So they'll discard whatever the random card is and keep the Worm Coil. Oh my gosh, it was Ulamog. Okay, I'm good to see that one gone. Uses field here. That's fine. Get a swamp. So they have Worm Coil Engine in hand. I gave them this. We can activate this twice. Land, Worm Coil. I activate this twice. That's 3, 6, 7, 8. It's not quite lethal. Yeah, they can do that if they want to. That's fine. There's a few things they can do here, and there's a few things we can do. They're not going to get the Night's Whisper. They could go down, yeah, with the Karn, get the Expedition, play Expedition, use it, and get Tron. Then they play the land to get the Worm Coil down. They'd have one card left in hand. There's some thought into this turn. They're picking a card to put into hand. Expedition Map is now in hand. We're doing Expedition Map to go get Tron mana. Tron mana achieved. Urza's Mine and Worm Coil. We have an unknown card remaining. Okay. Let's start with Lantern. See what they want to do here. They got rid of a Blast Zone. So we have a Night's Whisper and a Karn. So definitely could see some Pyromancer and Chump for sure. If we do that, we probably don't uptick this Liliana here. I think that's probably our best line because it gives them basically... It gives them a few options here. Because they could get this Night's Whisper and draw 2 cards. So they kind of have 3 draws to find something. We have 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 mana. So they could find another Ulamog. We'll do this to chump and see what happens here. They're going to put the Night's Whisper into hand. So they're going to use this. Lily Sack. Then I have 2 creatures, and if they get one of their removal spells, then they get one of the creatures through, which I don't want. Use Night's Whisper. Floating 9 mana. Oh, did they find Ulamog? We find Ugin. Ugin wipes the board. My opponent gains 6 here. Well, that was pretty good. We have an Inquisition Thoughtseize. We're about to take another 6 here. All right, KM Draven, you take care. I like going for it there. I like the give them 1 turn left. The Night's Whisper, obviously, they got to draw quite a bit. Oh my gosh, they have a Sundering Titan too. We're dead. Dang. Didn't quite get there. All right. Pithing Needles, Damping Sphere, Abrades, and potentially Surgical Extractions here. What do we not want? Bridge can come out. Might be Lightning Bolts. So Damping, 2 Pithings, Surgical Abrade to start. Definitely want another Surgical or Abrade here. It is a bit of a strange build. What's up, Frostico? Let's take one of our Tergrids out for an additional Abrade. Let's go with this. Needed a little more punch there, and we didn't quite get it. Let's play first. Lacking black mana. Hand's pretty good, except for the lack of black mana. We'll mulligan this. We need to be able to interact and play with our opponent. Now, this is interesting. One lander. I kind of want to keep it because I have 2 Pithy Needles. This can't be correct. Karn, Scion of Urza plus Ulamog. Or Ugin. I'm gonna mulligan this too. Pithy Needles are fun, but not worth a 1-lander. Here we go. All right. Keep this. Liliana can be pitched. Let's go ahead and pitch the Dreadbore and see if we can get the Seasoned Pyromancer going. We're going to start with a Thoughts. I don't know. This is kind of awkward because we could start with a Thoughtseize or Inquisition. If we start with an Inquisition, we take their Inquisition or Thoughtseize. But if we start with a Thoughtseize, we could take their big whammy. I think I'm going to Inquisition still. I think it's still correct to probably play Inquisition first. All right. Take a Night's Whisper. Opponent's got not Tron, but they've got a Solemn Simulacrum. You have an okay hand here for us. Coming together nicely. Oh, snap. LJ, you're welcome. I guess I have to take Ugin. I can't just let them Ugin me again. No Ugin for you. Go away. Alright, Tower's been played. We're working our way up here. A shame we're going to have to get rid of this card, but I think it's necessary. We need to find other answers here. Pithy Needle's not a bad one. I'll probably name Ugin, honestly. That board wipes us well. Opponent finds Natural Tron here. Solemn. Problem is that Blast Zone's here too. Maybe I just have to Pithy Needle the Blast Zone. We'll attack. They'll just trade and draw a card here. Alright, I think for this Pithy Needle, I'm going to name Blast Zone. Yeah, I'll name Blast Zone. It's not very good. But maybe my opponent will just flood out. They have, what, 7, 8, 9, 10 mana? It's Karn. I think I just clicked the wrong thing. This doesn't send it to the silver, does it? Yeah, about that. All right, well, maybe they'll get rid of my Seasoned Pyromancer here. Draw a card. Needle Phobia. I think this one's getting away from us because we're playing a list that I've just never seen Blacktron before. It's a bummer because the card's doing really well. It's funny to have taken Blood Moon out, by the way, and now run into this. It's kind of a funny little thing. We'll talk Karn, but with the Karn Scion of Urza, I think my opponent's going to get enough card advantage here and just take us down. It's been fun, though. The list has been a blast to play. Here, you can have a Blood Chief's Thirst this time. Kill my Elemental, why don't you? Blood Chief's Thirst is pretty good when you have Tron mana. Alright, Croxa's here. Alright, that's something. Yeah, I took out the Blood Moon because we found that it wasn't really benefiting us, and we opted to go for more boils. And then immediately the next league, it just didn't happen for us. Opponent ditches a Blast Zone here. We're going to attack their face. We'll be using Verdant Catacombs here, but we're just waiting for my opponent's next Haymaker here. What do you got for us, opponents? Using Karn, using this to get Knight's Whisper here. Knight's Whisper draws 2 cards. Opponent's got 8 cards. They are the draw engine here. Opponent plays an Ugin the Ineffable. I'm not really sure I would have known what to name with this Pithy Needle, honestly. There's a Maze Mind Tome as well. They kind of have everything. They've got Ulamogs we saw. They've got the Big Ugin. I wouldn't be surprised to see Karn at this point. Draws a card with Maze Mind Tome. Alright. Season Pyromancer's a way to draw 2 cards. I'll take it. There's an Abrade and another Season Pyromancer. Let's go ahead and Abrade this artifact. And pass the turn. You hate Tron, but Black Tron looks fun? It's interesting for sure. They're using this Karn as a value engine, not playing Karn the Great Creator and using things like Knight's Whisper. And they get to use this with a little bit of black and this Urborg. And getting to use this, then they have all this extra mana. So instead of using Ancient Stirrings, they're getting to just kind of use it as a way to, ramp up. It's kind of cool. Seeing this Ugin's pretty cool as well. It is what our opponent is doing. I think we're up Damnation. They're playing Damnation too. That's pretty sweet. Come on, give me the Sundering Titan or the Ulamog. Remember, they played Sundering Titan. They didn't even go fetching for it. Show me Karn. This Tron player is greedy and just playing everything. I love it. Absolutely love it. Karn liberated. What else you got for us, opponent? This Pithy Needle would have done nothing here. Pretty much nothing. Here. I'm going to let them play about 2 more turns and we're going to call it. I don't think we're coming back from triple Planeswalkers, and my opponent has 7 cards in hand. Not to mention they can go grab Collective Brutality or Blood Chiefs at any point. Here, have a Spell Bomb, opponent. Well, there you have it. Black Tron getting the stuff done. I like that interaction with Ugin, and then getting to use a Damnation and getting your spirits and all of that. That's pretty nice. All right. I think they got us. We good? They're gonna draw. They're drawing with Nile Spellbomb too. This is kind of interesting because they get to draw with just about everything they're doing in the black world, and it's not even hurting them most of the time. I could draw all my 4 bolts, and if they would do 1 more damage to themselves, maybe we have something. Alright, Sundering Titan comes in, kills Blood Crypt and Graven because they are swamps. Let's make them sacrifice. Let's see what they care about, and then we'll call it. It is a cool list. Let's see which Planeswalker they care the least about. All right. Interesting choice. Good game, opponent. 3-2 with the list. Improving from our previous league here, though. There's definitely something here. And if you pick your sideboard correctly, you'll be game. Tergrid, God of Fright, and the Lantern side. Both sides working really nicely for us. I'm pretty pleased. A little bit of Rakdos prison control kind of style here. A little bit on the mid-range side as well. Things with Croxas and Bone Crusher Giants. We've got Lilianas and Chandras. List is sweet, and I'm pretty sure I'll be playing some more of this. Maybe using our God of Fright here in Rack. Maybe in some other lists. that involve some discard. Maybe Black Prison. There's your list, though. 3-2.